Okay, cue jingle.
Cue jingle. Da, 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 da. There it is.
Hello, Jonathan. I got coiffed yesterday.
In public.
Well, it was technically.
Did you go to a restaurant and masticate in public too?
I did actually. I got coiffed in a barbershop.
Yeah.
And then went to a restaurant and masticated.
Oh my God. What a town we live in.
What a town we live in.
Yes, I'm Jonathan. Hi.
And I'm Greg. Hi.
Tasty gents saying untasteful things.
Tasty Jen saying untasteful things. Sorry, I was supposed to repeat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hi, Andrea. Andrea's here.
Andrew's here.
She's going to the pool. She's in her suit. She's got a cute hat. Yeah, Andrea and I did a fun thing. Can I
Cute
start with
hat. Start with that.
There is the Palm Springs Surf Club. I know, yeah. So if you want to learn to surf, what better place than the
Palm
desert?
Springs Surf Club. Yeah,
That's right.
That's what I think of when I come to the desert.
That's what everybody thinks of, yeah. So that and coiffing.
Quaffing.
Yeah,
Getting coiffed.
yeah. So I have got a bite of a coif.
Oh,
So I went to this fun thing. They had a party where it was put on by Eventbrite.
Golden Voice.
Golden Voice. What's Eventbrite?
Like,
Who even is
I have
that?
No idea. The Golden Voice is one of the best event producers of all time.
Golden Voice. And so we went to that, which means it's mostly around music and some tomfoolery. So they had a DJ.
Foolery.
Yeah. He's on their staff.
Okay.
So they had this event at the surf club. They had a DJ out, and I didn't realize how large this space was because they hadn't opened up the last time we were there, or last time I was there. This entire back section that is that has like almost an amphitheater vibe to it with the terraced seating and then a big stage area. And then there's a hill on the background. So not only it wasn't cheap, it's $40 for the day. And then you get to use all the water stuff. So they have a lazy river.
That's not bad.
They have a lazy river that's working overtime. It's not so lazy. It was fast. So yeah, we got into the thing. Yeah. It was like people were dropping their phones, their shorts, like everything. So so we're in this, but they put you in a floaty. Right.
Okay.
So they have floaties for one, floaties for two. We were in a floaty for two and made our way around. And it was just packed full of people. It was 90 plus degrees out. Almost 100, yeah. And we just had a great time. And then and Andrea got a hat. And she got the Surf Club Arrowhead free, what do you call that? A Gilligan hat?
Sure.
Yeah. Gilligan.
Those are a thing now. I think they call them bucket hats.
Oh, bucket.
And like it's a I was just in Florida. My brother's like, check out my new bucket hat. I was like, that's a thing that people are paying attention to.
Yeah.
You're
Bucket
proud of
hat is.
that?
But they had a cold pool. And on that day, that was awesome.
Ooh.
The cold pool. Yeah. Cold drink.
Like a cold plunge pool?
Yes. Well, no, it was like a cold swimming pool. There were a lot of
It was
people
very
drinking
well
booze
chilled. And it was a lot of
cold pool.
body heat. A
Oh.
lot of people. Our
People
friend
get
who was
coffee.
with, I don't know if Chris and Linda are listening, but these were our friends from visiting. Hi, Chris and Linda. You met them at the pool.
I did.
Yeah.
Different pool.
A different pool. Yeah. That was the hot.
The hot pool.
Yeah. And Chris, of course, he goes, I'm just sitting here counting buns. And there were a lot of people with their exposed buns.
He met butts.
Yeah, he met butts, yeah.
Wait, they had exposed butts?
Yes.
Really?
Well, you've seen some women.
20-ish butts.
Yeah, 20-year-old women.
It's
size.
thongs.
They're thongs. Yeah.
Thongs. Okay.
Running about. I of course don't pay attention. I'm happily married. And but he was up to
Nicely done, by the way, there.
Thank you.
Smooth, no inflection whatsoever. Face didn't change.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Nicely done. Anyway, you were saying.
the key to a happy marriage.
Mm,
Become a
mhm.
good liar. So I'm getting the
bucket,
All right,
yeah.
so Andrew, just come over. If you're listening and not watching, you can't see this, but this is you know what? I kind of feel what is it? American Life, American Life. I feel like that's I'm gonna take this off. But that's that's what it reminds me of. But there was a lot of ones. But there was also just a lot of people running around having a great time. Vibe was cool. The music was pretty good. They on the back of the stage to the left of it. They had built a slip and slide that went down the hill,
That's where I saw that.
and it was a hoot. It was a hoot. It was a good time at the Palm
Palm Springs
Surf
Surf Club. So I have the bicycle path goes behind there. So I've seen the amphitheater and stuff
Yeah.
before they opened it from the bike path. And it looked kind of cool. I was like, "Ooh, what happens there?"
It is kind of cool, yeah. And they've kind of had a good thing going because they were handing out free waters, they were throwing
Right on.
hats to people. They had some towels if you need a towel, not a wonderful towel,
Sure,
but
but
something, yeah.
yeah.
So
I have to go and enjoy the Palm Springs Surf Club. That sounds
Yeah.
really great.
yeah, and then surf
Not sponsored by the Palm Springs Surf Club unless they want
unless
to.
you want to.
We would love that.
Yeah,
We
it'd be
do.
great.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun thing.
That's a very fun thing.
Our friends were in town and we went to, they had been in town before. And they had seen a couple of things. But as you know, and if those of you who are watching and listening know, Andrew and I like to do more than a couple things. So we took them out and wore them out, and then we poured them onto the airplane. And
so they did a small fraction of your normal life, and then had to be like carried out on gurneys to the airplane to go home.
Yeah,
yes,
that
sounds about right. Yeah,
and that no, actually they actually held up well and taught me a few tricks.
I can't even believe
These two, yeah, they're pretty fun.
well, that's pretty great.
It was nice. It was nice with it.
I've fallen into this fun rhythm of Monday night happy hour with neighbors, of course, as we do.
Wonderful.
Tuesday night trivia. Last week my team won. What? We
And
won.
What did you
wearing
win?
this shirt? I'm gonna show you the shirt,
the shirt?
because it says these gays, they're trying to murder me.
Yes.
And if you are a fan of, I don't know, life and laughing, White Lotus, second season, one of the last episodes, Jennifer Coolidge, this actor, played a character and was on a boat. And in fact, a bunch of gays were trying to murder her, which I don't know. They were doing it. And she was trying to explain what was going on to the captain of the boat who doesn't speak English. And when she said the phrase, "These gays are trying to murder me," I believe my entire body shuddered in joy and mirth. And so the chance to win trivia and actually have the t-shirt now, like, so I worn it for 2 days. So I just want to wear it forever. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's a bit hot.
Yeah. So trivia on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, today's Wednesday, pickleball, because I live in Palm Springs. Not to say that it's exclusive to Palm Springs by any stretch, but I'm going to play pickleball tonight.
But it's better in Palm Springs.
It is better.
Let's be honest.
Most things are.
Yeah.
And so I just managed to fill up my social calendar a lot lately with stuff to do.
You're very busy.
I'm very busy.
We can barely get time.
I mean, I was out. I want you to get ready for this.
There you go.
I was out until 9 o'clock recently.
At night?
PM.
No.
PM.
Were you lost?
The sun was fully down.
We
I was not lost. No, I was not lost.
You just having a good time.
But I did go home and go right to bed.
Yeah.
I went to physical therapy today, as one does. And the physical therapist asked me, among the various other diagnostic questions, "How are you sleeping?" And I laughed because I sleep so well all the time. Are you kidding? How do I sleep? Perfectly. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Happy
life.
She thought that was a really weird response.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds really cool. I want to try the surf club.
Yeah. Yeah. You've invited us to trivia a couple of times. You invited us yesterday. We declined. I was a little tired. Having got up a couple of mornings in a row pretty early, and then I gave blood yesterday. And I thought I will maybe know some answers, but I'm going to say all the wrong stuff. So I thought better that we not. But you certainly have really fit in. Just a wonderful.
We've made some great friends. Yeah. Yep, my friend Steve and I have made some great friends. Carrie and Todd. Shout out Carrie and Todd. Although Todd was not with us last night, we also did not win last night, and so obviously we blamed it on Todd. Yeah.
Damn it, Todd.
So Todd.
Come on, man.
But it was fun. And yeah, that's all happening. And we'll do trivia. It's every Tuesday, so we can do another time.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it sounds like weekly.
What
are you making this week?
I'm glad that you asked. So I've begun a project.
Okay.
And I explained this project by explaining my general approach to home improvement. Home improvement. That was hard to say.
Okay.
Home improvement. You walk into a room that you've walked into 100 times, or 1,000. You look at the light switch cover, standard, low maintenance, $1.39, and you think, that's kind of dirty, or maybe it's cracked, or maybe it's the wrong color. And you buy a new light switch cover, and then you realize that the paint doesn't match, and so you end up painting the room. Then you realize none of the furniture really looks right in your newly painted room. And all of a sudden, you're in a complete remodel of a room because of a light switch. So the light switch in this example I'm about to give you is barley malt was on sale, as it sometimes is.
That's a perfect connection.
And right?
Exactly.
It fits perfectly. And I bought a jar of barley malt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listener, viewer, you're probably wondering what barley malt does. It does a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Among the things it does, and the thing that I use it for, is making homemade bagels. Bagels.
Wow.
Which I've done several times. They're remarkably easy to make, but they need barley malt.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have homemade bagels,
yeah,
you don't just buy Philadelphia cream cheese and put that on a homemade bagel. That's barbaric.
Yeah.
Frankly. So I look at recipes for making cream cheese. It's apparently possible. So I'm going to make some homemade cream cheese.
I mean, Philadelphia can figure it out.
Right?
Yeah.
And then a bagel with cream cheese just feels like there's something missing. So
yes.
So obviously what I need to do is convert my gas grill into a smoker and smoke a bunch of salmon.
Yes.
And then I won't grow the red onion myself, nor will I brine the capers, because you got to have boundaries.
Right.
But the project I'm embarking on is homemade bagels with home smoked salmon and homemade cream cheese.
Amazing.
It'll take me a couple weeks to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love projects like this.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun.
Project. That's a
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like I don't know if anybody's ever had kids or read to them, if you give a mouse a cookie.
Charlie Brown apparently would like a cookie. Despite
that.
Not being a mouse.
Charlie Brown want a cookie? Want a cookie? No. Yes, give a mouse a cookie and then it asks for a glass of milk and then it does this other thing.
There's Charlie Brown.
There's Charlie Brown. What do you have to say, buddy?
He's like, I would like a cookie, please.
Yeah, it's cookie time. Yes.
Mouse cookie.
Yeah, it's an old book. Anyway, so that sounds like a great thing.
I think it's going to be fun. I've made it. I've done all those things before. Oh, that's not true. I've not made cream cheese before. But I've made ricotta cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, I've made ricotta cheese. I determined that for me, the flavor of the ricotta cheese that I made was not better than what I could buy in the grocery store, so it wasn't worth the hassle to make it. And by the way, all right, here it is. I have something to say.
Yeah, wait. Greg moments.
Yeah, right.
Greg moments.
Yeah, cheese making. Making cheese. If you go online on YouTube and you look up like making cream cheese or making ricotta cheese, it's very, very easy. All of them will show you how easy it is. It's true. I've done it. And what you're doing essentially is you add an acid to hot milk, like lemon juice or vinegar, and it causes the milk to curdle. And you end up with, as Little Miss Muffet did, you end up with curds and whey.
Whey.
No way. Every single recipe I see, they're like, now don't throw away that whey because there's all these other uses for it. What the fuck use is there for a half a gallon of vaguely milk tasting water?
Yeah.
I'd like to ask.
What is it?
There's no use for whey. No, they all say there's a use for it, but if you Google, like, what can I do with whey? Nothing.
Put in your protein shake.
Yes, but thank you.
Also, I
throw it
just
away.
want to say Cool Whip, and that was for Dad.
Cool Whip. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, yes, Whip.
The Cool Whip.
We make fun of Dad because he says white.
Yeah,
and whip. Cool Whip. If you're unfamiliar with, sorry, Dad, we're not really making fun of you.
We're not.
We're sort of making fun with you.
It's ableism.
It's ableism. There's a great episode of Family Guy where Stewie calls Cool Whip the popular 1970s dessert topping.
Yeah.
Cool Whip. Anyway, we're on a tangent. I'm making bagels with cream cheese and smoked salmon and all that. Whey. Throw away the whey. Yeah. Good heavens.
I know. Or give it a whey.
Give it a whey. Throw it away or give it a whey. Suddenly I'm sounding Russian.
Yeah.
Away.
It must be from the book that we're reading.
From the book that we're reading. Right. For book club.
Your favorite.
Oh my God, this book.
Know. You don't love it.
We are reading A Gentleman in Moscow.
Yes.
Honestly, if something doesn't blow up soon in this book, I'm gonna blow it up. Like, I need an explosion, I need a murder, I need somebody to betray somebody. I need there to be
it is a if you've ever seen
Paint Dry.
If you've ever seen, I don't know.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, there's like a lot of British shows that have low drama. And this is a book of wonderful writing with low drama.
Yes.
That's all.
It's beautifully written.
It's beautifully written.
It's beautifully written.
The
writing is very good.
Ewan McGregor is going to perform in the TV series that's coming up. And
what is it sound you're making? Oh, I was concerned about that motion she was making.
she was making her way.
Yes, she was.
Way?
Making her way.
Oh boy, here we go.
Herds and way. Anyway, yeah. So that's our book in book club right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's what you're making, and that sounds great.
Bagel, cream cheese, and smoked salmon. What about you? What are you making?
Well, we did salmon last night, of all things. We Andrea bought some really nice salmon, and we had a couple of tomatoes, and we had about a handful and a half of asparagus left over.
Oh, nice.
And so we did. I gutted the tomatoes and I stuffed them with just some breadcrumbs and cheese and some spices and stuff.
Very nice.
Right. And then I put them on the same rack as the salmon, and the salmon had its spices. And those went in the oven. I made some rice, and usually when I make rice, it says you can make it with water. I like to make it with some sort of a broth.
Yes.
We were out of all broths except we had recently when we did our ramen night.
Yes.
This was kind of a fame. We trended.
Nice.
We had left over
dashi broth.
These ramen broths that we purchased.
Oh,
and they look like little boxes of ramen broth. And I'm like, well, I'll try this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was
holy
great.
mackerel, right?
And they're very low in salt. They're vegan. There's no animal product in it.
So is this like a broth, like a pouch of powder that came with the noodles?
Like you would buy chicken
like
broth or it's just broth. And so I'll take a picture and post it. But I use it. But what I found was we hadn't used this brown rice in a while. So
a while.
So it was very dry. It took twice as much liquid to hydrate it and to cook.
Weird.
Yeah, which
brown rice takes more than white rice anyway. I've been waiting all day to do that. But I didn't think it would take that much. So yeah, maybe it's well. I wonder if it's this dry climate that we live in.
I think it's like getting extra dry.
Holy mackerel! This whole dry climate desert thing going on. I accidentally spilled about a half a cup of water upstairs this morning.
Yeah,
I didn't even get up out of my chair.
Yeah,
I'm like, it'll dry.
Yeah, that you know what? That one's for the gods. You just pour it out.
Exactly. Yes.
Probably. Well, speaking of spilling, here's a
spill.
Here's a PSA moment. When reaching for the rice in the cupboard, make sure that you don't accidentally drop an unopened, quite large bottle of liquid smoke on the ground so that it shatters and covers this floor, part of the wall, and your feet. Which I'm wearing because I was wearing flip-flops, in liquid smoke because we cleaned the floors up and the walls up pretty darn well right away. But the entire time I just soaked in liquid smoke. And so 2 showers with a loofah later, and I'm still attracting the animals.
Well, you know when the dogs are following you because you smell like a piece of meat.
I smell like it.
It's delicious.
I smell like a delicious piece of meat.
Ashtray.
An ashtray. Or liquid smoke.
Yeah. Funny side note about liquid smoke.
What's this?
I thought that it was like a chemical, like they did some chemical reaction to make liquid smoke. You know that's not true, right?
I don't know how to make it.
Literally, they run smoke through water and then bottle the water. It is a natural product.
Really?
The brand Liquid Smoke. By the way, it's lovely today in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
The doors are open and there's a breeze. I just got a little breeze and a whiff of what did I just smell? Liquid smoke.
My feet.
Jonathan's feet, which smell like smoke. I have mixed feelings right now, not gonna lie. Anyway, liquid smoke is a natural product. Well, we were also eating smoked pistachios. So
we were.
Could have been that.
That's right.
Liquid smoke is a natural product. So so I mean, this has probably got some great therapeutic benefit that you should capitalize on.
I'll see if my nails come out stronger.
Certainly smokier.
Smokier, yeah. And now I can just use the nail clippings in my broth.
Oh yes,
it would just come right out.
Right.
Yeah.
So toenail clippings in broth.
I'll just use a cheesecloth.
Oh, right. Most of it will come out.
Yeah.
Y'all are picturing that right now because I know I am, and Again, mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings.
He's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's so anyways, but the salmon,
So
the tomatoes,
salmon, tomatoes, and
the asparagus, I just pan cooked, right? So we just did it with a little bit of butter, just a little bit of pepper, just a pinch of salt,
yeah,
and then some oregano, and it was perfect. It came out,
Ooh,
not,
that sounds
and it's
good.
hard sometimes to get asparagus because you're like, oh, that's perfectly done, and then you have to wait 8 minutes for everything else to cook, and like now it's
yeah, true.
These came out just right.
And you guys are still vegetarian, yeah?
Well, we're doing the
pescatarian,
yeah, pescatarians, yeah. Or as somebody said recently, we're flexitarian.
Flexitarian. Oh, I do like that. Okay, so you eat what you want.
Yeah.
Okay,
but we're mostly doing,
pretty much not eating land animals.
Yeah. We have the best mussels I've ever had in my life at Paul's Bar Food.
Paul's Bar Food. We made some Paul's Bar Food this weekend.
I need to get back there. I've only been once.
Oh,
I know.
What did you have? Do you remember?
Pot roast.
If you haven't had the pork chop at Paul's, go have the pork chop at Paul's. He has it on the menu all the time.
If you haven't had the mussels at Paul's,
have the mussels.
All right.
Drop everything.
Well, I mean, if you're caring for a child,
don't drive the child.
everything.
Yes. Drop all the things
But
except the ones
anything
that can
else,
hurt you.
yeah. A beet? You can drop a beet.
Drop beat. I've not been to Paul's. Paul's Bar Food is on my list to go to again. So,
But you're not a big dinner guy,
I'm not a big dinner guy.
and they do dinner.
They do dinner, yeah.
But if you get there, they open at 4. You can be
Right.
seated and eating by 5.
Yeah, which that's,
Easily.
I hate to say that I'm that guy, but I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You kind of have to, and you get there at 3:30 because the line is extensive.
It is.
Yeah.
I've driven by there, like on my way back from Home Depot and seen the line.
Yeah.
Have we actually talked about Paul's? What the big deal is about Paul's, which is
We have talked about Paul's.
It's kind of like when you go on a blind date and you're like, oh, what's this gonna be? And then she opens her mouth and you have a conversation, you're like, yeah, it's wonderful. So, because you just don't know. And from the outside, you're like, this isn't great.
Yeah. So Paul's Bar Food is in a strip mall in Palm Springs. And the windows are very tinty. Tinty, is that a word?
Yeah.
Can't see inside.
No.
And above the restaurant, it just says bar/food.
Yeah.
So you if you didn't know what you're looking for, you wouldn't be able to find it. But and you wouldn't go, so it looks like crap. But people line up outside.
It is hemmed in on one side by a nail salon, the other side by a defunct vape shop. So it's
in a weird spot.
It's a weird spot.
Yeah. But incredibly good food, very popular. And as Jonathan said, people line up outside starting at 4. And it seems like, from what I've said to people, like you can expect to spend 30 to 45 minutes in line before you get in and get seated. And I've never heard anyone say anything other than the food is amazing and the atmosphere is amazing and the service is amazing. And my one experience, that was all true. My favorite part of my one experience, probably favorite, was the pot roast itself because it was very good. Second favorite was waiting outside in the line for about 40 minutes when we went, and watching on 3 separate occasions, people pull up in very fancy cars. One of them was a Rolls Royce, and people dressed very, very nicely get out of the fancy cars, look at the line, get like a look on their face, and walk directly into the restaurant, only to be escorted right back out of the restaurant by Paul and shown the end of the line. And it is possible that I laughed out loud at least one of them.
It's true. Yeah.
So, by the way, all things I described, the Rolls Royce, not lying, all real.
All real. Yeah. And if you didn't pick up on it, that sound that Greg made, he also gave a face of I'm not standing alone. No, not happening. So,
not gonna do that. Yeah. We're better. We have a Rolls Royce. We're better than that.
We're better than that.
Turns out
and this is true. No, not at all. Not for Paul. His prices doesn't change. His prices don't change. If you're
exactly.
If it were a price variable menu based on your income, then I would see maybe they could give
perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay, what else? Have I been anywhere interesting or new lately? I'm more of a breakfast and coffee place. I did go to Coffee with a K this morning for a muffin and a cuppa, which they say in other parts of the world.
They do.
Where else did I go recently? That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Good
That's
gosh,
not enough.
what a life I'm having.
You have a great life. But you've also been working diligently.
I've been
You
working.
you have opened the
Yep.
Greg Brizendine animation studio.
I have.
So you have been making animations for your consulting and lawyer paths.
All true.
Yes.
Building online courses. Some of them have animations, and I've kind of gotten the rhythm of it. So
Mhm.
I'm in content development mode in a big way, which is great. This is kind of a weird time of year to get head down into a project like that because it's gorgeous outside right now, and I am inside more. So like July is probably a better time in Palm Springs to be head down in content development mode. But you know, the modes choose us. We don't choose them.
That's what I told the officer.
Right? See?
Yeah.
And was he understanding? She understanding?
Nope.
No, not at all. They never are. All right.
Not at all.
That was just our neighbor that went by. Nate.
Hey.
Nate is obviously on his way to the pool because he has an inflated crocodile. As is Ray, his wife, and some friends of theirs,
some other people
who don't know us and wonder why we were waving just then. All right.
Because it is beautiful out. This is a hard time to be inside for anything. And I found that now even my work is ramping up and I'm inside for extended periods of hours.
Because you have that, what is it?
Integrity?
Well, no. Job. You have a job.
I have a job. Yes, I do have a job. Yeah.
And I hear that they require you to do it on a consistent basis, even when the sun is out.
They're relentless.
Oof, worst.
It's like every day.
Worst. Every single day with you people.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't. Listen, I'm loving it. Yeah.
He loves it.
Love it.
True.
Yeah.
All right. I got nothing else today.
I feel like we're there.
I feel like we're there.
Yeah.
We're also at about the 28-minute mark. So
that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. I will actually just put 2 minutes of dead air in at the end of this.
Good.
Just fill out the 30.
Or we could just stare at the camera. And we're at time.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, we made it. Okay.
All right, everyone. Thank you as always for joining us. We're the Tasty Gents, and we're going to be back.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
You've been listening to Tasty Gents, a geeky Palm Springs to Seattle podcast.
Okay. Cue jingle.
Cue jingle. There it is.